Hello everybody, how's it going? I know it's been a while since my last video, um, and I hope everybody's safe and was able to make it safely through this brutal winter storm that just came through Texas. I've been getting a lot of requests about my conversion story, and so I wanted to go ahead and just jump on here real quick and kind of tell y'all how a Catholic priest converted a convict. Before I get into it, let us begin with the Fatima prayer. If you would, please join me. And Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Oh my Jesus, forgive us of our sins, save us from the fires of hell, and lead all souls to heaven, especially those in most need of thy mercy. And Father, Son, and Spirit. It was November 2001. I was a gang leader, and I had noticed that the Muslim services and the Catholic services didn't have any security guards, at the service. So, great opportunity to hold unsupervised gang meetings. And so this is what we were doing. We were going in there and holding unsupervised gang meetings. Well, we were shut down real quick at the Muslim service because the Muslims, they had their own like convicts that were Muslims that were holding their own security. I noticed the Catholic service was like really chaotic, very disruptive. You could barely hear the priest talk during the mass, and just not really being a religious person, just kind of seeing how things were going. It was pretty obvious that the warden wanted the Catholic and Muslim services shut down, which is why he was allowing us to hold services without security. It was also pretty obvious that, again, this was like the best opportunity in the world for a gang to have a meeting unsupervised. So what I began doing was getting with other gang leaders, and just basically told them, like, hey man, we got a golden opportunity here, man. All we need to do is be able to hold security. We need to be able to keep our own in check. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we did, and everybody was like, I mean, from one week to the next, it was understood everybody needed to be silent during the mass. Any disruption or disruptive activity, I mean, violence was going to be the answer, and it wouldn't be during the service. Of course, if someone was disruptive or whatever, we would violate them for that afterwards. So now you can hear a pin drop during the mass. The only thing you heard was the priest, and I began listening to him, and a lot of the things he was saying at first was kind of foreign to me. And so after the mass, I'd ask him a bunch of questions. Well, he seemed, I mean, he was no spring chicken. He had been around the block himself a few times, and I'm sure he was able to understand by our body language and our movements towards other convicts whenever somebody would be talking or whatnot, why the services were now quiet and respectful. So he wanted to start an RCI class, and he asked me to join the class, and of course I agreed. This is just another opportunity, right, to hold gang meetings. And but to my surprise, he elicited a lot of questions from me. Like, he, when he would go to talking about the Trinity, when he would talk about the Holy See, when he would talk about the Virgin Mary and the saints and church history, a lot of questions were coming up in my mind, and I didn't know at the time. I was like, I mean, why do I even care, man? I'm here for a gang meeting. I'm keeping everything in check so I can hold gang meetings. Why do I even care? But for some reason, my mind was questioning, and man, I don't know how many questions I asked him. I would even try to come up with trick questions. Like I would go and study something myself just to see if I could trip him up. And man, Father Harold Paulson, awesome dude, man. He had an answer for every question. And I realized, I've been going I was going probably about 5 or 6 months, and I realized this is the truth. I don't have the truth. This is the truth, and. So he made me take a We Believe course. I believe it was from Father John Harden, and I took the We Believe course, and my desire for the truth just grew more and more and more. And now remember, I'm still a gang leader, right? So when I started taking the We Believe course and started seriously considering becoming Catholic, I knew there was some choices that I was going to have to make, some rather hard choices. And what I did was, my group was a subset of a larger alliance of gangs. And what I did with my guys is we kind of pulled back from the larger alliance. We kind of stopped doing some of the more illegal activities. I mean, we were still hustling breakfast sandwiches and cinnamon rolls, and you know running store. Still doing breaking the rules, but not breaking the law. In other words. Um, and I finished the We Believe course, and after I did, he just asked me. He said, "Would you like to be baptized?" And I said, "Yeah." And like I said, so the baptism happened in November of 2001. So I first started going 5-6 months before that. Um, and I was baptized Catholic. One of the really ironic things is that one of the guys I was recruiting was actually my sponsor, and later on, I would come to kind of regret recruiting him into the gang because uh, he was my Catholic sponsor. He was Catholic, and I feel like I might have placed a burden on his shoulders that was that might have took him away from the church or whatnot. But yeah, I became Catholic in November of 2001, and like I said, I was trying to like stay out of trouble, keep from doing some of the gang stuff that is sometimes required, and but I wasn't 100 with it. I didn't completely renounce the gang, and none of that. I was just trying to like keep a foot on both sides of the fence. Well, my guys and the guys of the alliance knew that that we weren't really being active in none of their stuff. We weren't going to their meetings or anything like that. But that was the extent. Everybody else knew me for my reputation as Cash, and folk, and he's ride or die, whatever. So a riot kicked off shortly after I got baptized, and the, so folks was fighting another gang, and the other gang had no idea that I was inactive. I mean, I wouldn't have been inactive anyway. I mean, when I seen them fighting, I no doubt I jumped in 100%. And those who know me know when I get involved with everything I got 100%. Man, I jumped in, and there was some really disturbing video footage of me in the midst of battle. I got my nose split wide open with a crutch, and I took the crutch from the guy that hit me. And I mean, like I said, they have video of me. Uh, just I mean, when I seen the video, I mean, I was, I went to confession afterwards. I mean, I looked demon possessed, honestly. And every time they would break it up, one gang would go to one side and the other would go to the other side, and I wouldn't go to the all the way to the fence and get down. I was just swinging that crutch above my head, and just telling these guys, look, we don't lay it down. We're gonna keep going, and da da da. They eventually shot a gas canister at me, and I fell, and the SWAT team came out there, and the nurse and medical staff were in the middle, and the SWAT team were surrounding them. And they went out there, opened up, got around me, put me on a wheelchair, and got me off the wreck yard. And that was the end of the riot. So to everyone's, that's seen the video, they just swore up and down I started the riot, that I was the ringleader, and so they put me in administrative segregation for a year and a half. It sounds terrible, right? But that's exactly what I needed. I mean, I was back there for a year and a half, man, and that priest would come visit me every week. He'd bring me a stack of books about the saints, and he'd bring me the Eucharist to hear confession every week, man. And so my faith really, really got strong in that year and a half that I was back there. And I had been on maximum security units the whole time I had been in prison, except for like the first 2 weeks when I was on Pack 2. So I had been on maximum security units the whole time. I got out of SEG, and shortly thereafter, like, within a month or so, I was sent to a minimum security unit on Ramsey 2, and Deacon Simon, shout out. Deacon Simon was the prison chaplain, and that's where I was introduced to the Brothers of Saint Dismas, and really was able to really just jump into the faith and learn all I could at that particular point in time, and to bring others to the Catholic faith at that time. So that's my conversion story. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope it uplifted some of you. And I just want you to know that I'm always praying for you, for my converted convicts out there. Whenever you need help getting a job or understanding anything to do with society, man, especially if you're newly released, hit me up in the comments, or hit me up at breakthecycle@gmail.com, and I'll get with you, man, and get you lined out, man, show you how it works. God bless.